Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Comic Corner Favorites. I haven't done this in a while, partly because it just didn't seem to be catching on like I hoped it might, and because others I just had gotten busy and this is a special little thing. I just didn't have a lot of time to prep. But this week's book was so good to me that I just had to do it. I couldn't resist passing up. I had to make a video of it. I got nominated for my favorite book, and that book being The Amazing Spider-Man number 39. This was just so cool. Starting off right at the beginning, I just love that cover. The two of them going, facing off like that, spit flying out of Jameson's face over the mic and all that. My podcast with Jonah. I understand some people might not like the story going on right now, and I can understand your point. It's not up the quality of the older stuff, by far, but I love the storyline that was going on here. Honestly, I think it was the last one here, issue 38, where he got JJJ got a dive into the real world, where he's the old school paper guy, and all of a sudden he's dealing with the young millennials or Generation X, with the therapy dog and the on the desk and the fancy coffee drinks and all that. And so it's quite a culture shock for him. But I just love this, and it was just so funny to me. The only complaint I had really... Hey, comic collector, what's up, man? Not much going on here. If I had one complaint about Spider-Man, is that the last run here... I'm gonna put my gloves on. I don't like touching my book like that without... I don't like to leave fingerprints on my books just because, I try to avoid things like that. So if I'm going to be handling this book... or a little more like this. But if I had one complaint about Spider-Man at all since the reboot, whatever word I'm looking for is the relationship between Spider-Man and Jameson. No, not usually. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It all just depends. But I hold it as carefully as possible. Anyway, for the purpose of this, I'm going to be manhandling the book, so I just want to put my gloves on. But if I had one complaint about the Spider-Man since the restart of 1 and all that, was the Jameson finding out Spider-Man's identity and then being almost buddy, trying to make up for what he did or whatnot for Peter and all that. I missed the confrontation. Think back to Spider-Man 3 with Tobey Maguire and all that, when Doc Ock has Mary Jane and all that, and he's like, Spider-Man was a hero and all that, and then Spider-Man steals his costume back, and he's a menace. He's a hero, like, I'm Spider-Man, just that whole thing there. That is the Jameson I like and all that. I just like that, and I wasn't getting it before. That's just the one thing I didn't like. It was just like someone had tamed Jameson, and it took away something special about the character. It started out nice and all that when doing their, podcast and all that, yada yada. Spider-Man, you're cool and all that stuff, and then it divulged into an argument. Or or whatever. There's a little thing out here with Chance and whoever that guy was. But anyway, it's mostly about the podcast. But just when it divulged into finger pointing and all that, just like that picture. You can see all the emotion on his face even though he was wearing a mask. But when it divulged into the argument between those two, it was like, that is the Jameson I remember. That's the relationship I like. When it was not just, it was more, grr, pointing their fingers at each other, getting all pissed off and angry. It was just funny to me. It's like, yeah, and finally there's a little hint of that past back. So I doubt we're gonna see their old relationship back, obviously, because you can't unless Jameson forgets Spider-Man's secret or whatnot, and nothing's gonna go the other way. But I love the artwork. I like Spider-Man in here. He's not Spider-Man in this frame here. He's not bulky. He's muscled, but he's not bigger and bulkier like he had been in the older books and all that. He's not boxed out. It's believable in a sense. But no, story was great. Art was great. Cover was good. Cover was funny. This is my favorite cover of the week, I think. It was simple, to the point, and it was really, really cool. I liked it a lot. So that is really my choice for my on again, off again, comic book show and all that. The Comic Corner favorite. It was my favorite comic book of the week. So I just dug it a lot. It was really, really cool. So, plus I love Amazing Spider-Man, my favorite character, hands down. So, let me know what you guys think. What was your favorite book of the week? Did you like Amazing Spider-Man? Did you pick it up? Did you pick up that Gwen Stacy cover? Or maybe you did the new Batman cover or Batman book or whatever. So, it's a lot of fun. So, but definitely good. I liked it a lot. I didn't find a single thing wrong with the book, honestly. It all fit so well. I didn't find a single thing wrong. I had all A's across the board for me. So that's it for this episode of Comic Corner Favorites. Again, this is probably not a very popular show, and I understand. This is kind of just like one of my things I like to do. So let me know what you think. Give me a thumbs up if you like it. Give me a thumbs down if you don't like it. Let me know what you think of this show and these books or these episodes I've been doing, 4 now. So let me know what you think, if you liked it or not. So till next time, Mr. Comics 89 signing off here. Happy collecting, everyone. Have a good night.